Hello, everybody. It's me, Bugboy1014, and today, it's Variety Friday. However, I missed the regularly scheduled stream for yesterday and the day before due to circumstances. So I decided to do a little bit of catch up today since I don't have anything planned. So I'm going to do some Shining Force today. Let me just go ahead and load up Shining Force. Simple launcher. Load the game. Go away bot. Here we go. We're in the battle against Kane, and the game just gets started getting harder. Let me go to the self-promotion for everybody, and then we'll get started. Once I do self-promotion. Push on servers. All right, post everything there, post everything there. All right, cool. Then let's get started, shall we? So if we scan the battlefield, here's all our people. Currently we have gargoyles up here. All these golems. Mages, high priests. And then this jackass. Yeah, now we have to actually fight this guy. And, yeah, he's a challenge. Real challenge. He can one-shot a lot of our units if we aren't careful. Which, to be fair, I haven't really tried to be that careful over the course of this playthrough, so yeah, he can probably just one-shot a lot of our units in general. What's the range on your use of this? Okay. Hit that golem. But yeah, today I'm just gonna be hanging out for about 4 to 6 hours just playing this. You have quick, yeah. Go ahead and cast quick on who's the lowest thing here? Amon. Cast on Amon. and blue bringing up the rear. Go ahead and take a shot at them. Nice shot. Alright, let me get a nice sizable Blaze 3. Yeah, there we go. Start ripping some of them apart. I don't really have anything useful. Is there anyone hurt? You hurt? No one's technically hurt yet, so just go smack him with your stick. Yeah, 10 points damage, not bad. Max, try not to get yourself killed this time, please. Thank you. You're probably gonna get yourself killed anyway, though, to be fair. Hit. Seriously, trying to... Do we do it? Hey, you actually get me. Actually, question. Is your thunder magic... Does it hit multiple targets? It does. Then I'm actually going to... Well, there isn't really a good place for you to back up, but... I'm going to go back up here and have you use the halberd here. Also, quick save, just in case the halberd breaks, because I don't want the halberd to break. Guts, use the halberd. That. 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 Guns gains 45 experience points. Guns gains 760 points. Guns level increases to 11. Defense increases by 6. Map hit points increases by 5. You still have the halberd, right? Yes, you do. Cool. That was my main concern.
Sick.
I'm on attack. Hello. How you doing?
Alright.
Go ahead and stream my thing. You can see my OBS.
Oh, no, trust me, I already know what you're doing.
I'm currently playing Shiny. A bomb level increases by 7. Attack level increases by 1. Defense level increases by 4. But yeah, I'm just doing some Shining Force, which is a game I grew up on, so I've been playing this game since I was 5. This game's very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the Sega Genesis. Shining Force Legacy of Great Intention. How you doing?
I just woke up like not even an hour ago.
Ah, okay, well, welcome to the land of the waking. We're currently here trying to defeat King without just dying ourselves. So far, that's been unsuccessful.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Wait for the enemy to return.
Yeah.
Yeah. This game is hard but interesting. It's not even that hard. There's Kane. He's out of stats briefly. Here's his full stats, in case you're curious of why this guy's so hard to beat. Yeah, Sword of Darkness is no joke. He can just cast Diesel on our people and has 30% chance to just instantly kill anyone in our party. Which, as you can imagine, is not very fun. Actually, go heal Town. Town needs a more. I thought you were challenge thing, but oh, you left. Cruise games 12 experience. Go there. Try not to die, Gokichi. I think these things will do 1 damage. Yeah, like 4 damage. You're reasonably fine up there. Auto level 1. But the spell doesn't work. By the way, I have no idea if there is a difference between it saying the spell doesn't work and the spell doesn't have any effect on you. I don't know if there's a difference between the two. You would think there would be, but I don't think there actually is a difference. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Pound's level increases to 4. Defense level increases by 1. Speed increases by 2. Max and hit points increases by 2. Yes, go heal yourself. That's very productive. Waste a heal level 4 on you, though. Shoot him! Shoot him! Don't miss. There you go. Good shot. Good shot, kid. 1 in a million. Stab them. Stab him. Stab him with your knife. Nice. Max level increases to 11. Attack level increases by 1. Defense level increases by 2. Speed increases by 2. Max and hit points increases by 3. Do I have any long-range magic that can reach over there? No, no, it's not. Alright, let's just head towards Kane. At level 1, heal. You heal. Good. Those level increases to 7. Attack level increases by 1. Maximum hit points increases by 1. Maximum magic points increases by 7. He could have ripped them apart right there, but he decided not to. He was being merciful. Do you have any healing items on you? Yes, you do. Use them. Dunce, use the medical herb. Dunce regains 5 hit points. Attack the gargoyle. Gargoyle's dead. Not a big surprise. Use a healing herb. Do 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 do. Shoot the gargoyle. Well, points of damage. Lyle's level increases to 11. Attack level increased by 1. Defense level increased by 1. Speed increased by 1. Heal yourself, though. Oh, regains 1 hit point. One moment, I have to go check something. Also, I need to get some more water. Oh. I am going to go grab some water. Let me go and put the thing on the screen. I forgot to grab my drink. All right. Go ahead and open my window. Close the blinds. That way it's not blinding everything again. Doo, 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 doo. All right, let's get back to it. Go ahead and use your medical herb. Let's make sure there wasn't anyone that else need healing. Stab him, Mom. Nice crit. Ah, the quick spell landed. That's not good. One pin out, finish out the gargoyle. In the future, I'm just going to leave that gargoyle for those two to deal with. $16 damage. Stab him. Shoot him. Oh god, did 18 damage to put me to sleep. That's not good. Blaze 3 them. Health level increases to 9. Attack level increases by 2. Speed increases by 6. After magic points increases by 3. Wait, 6 sip my water. Alright. Go ahead and go heal Guns. Come on, kill him. Damn it, Amon. Why don't you do more damage? This is risky, but Max, attack King. Uh-oh. It was risky. Use level 2 heal on Max. That's not enough. Huge game. Don't miss. Fun night. Better than that. Once, stab him. $14 there. Keep in mind, this dude took 14 damage, and Guns is currently one of my heaviest hitters. And he only took 14. Hans, shoot him. And Hans missed. No, Blaze 3, kill those two. Okay, those two are not dead. Go heal Kane. Kane, not Kane. Ken. Go heal Ken. Max, stab him again. Stab him, he's nearly dead. We're about to kill Kane. Hopefully we can do it before someone dies. Uh-oh. Max, don't die. Okay, Max is okay. Stab him, Ken. Oh, you missed. Try heal 3 on Max. I want to see if that makes a difference. Oh, heal 3 makes a difference, but not heal 2. Good to know. Come on, stab Kane. Shoot him. Shoot him. Lyle, shoot him. Blue, you just head up here. Use Blaze 4 and finish off Kane. Nice! We finally killed Kane. Oh, my mask is breaking! Where am I? Remember that Dark Soul masked my face to control me. What have I done? He even made me fight you. Forgive me, Max. Turns that Dark Soul is behind all the evil afoot. Stop him, and it all ends here. In any case, let's take another look at this village. Check the shrine again. So, yes. Plot twist, Kane is not actually a bad guy. He was just mind controlled. What's actually going on is that Kane is actually Max's brother. Yeah. This door will open only for 2 heroes. I just corrected. Hello. Hello, Kane. Please, Max, come with me to the door. We must stop Dark Soul at any cost. Revenge for what he has done to me. We must keep that manual from him. 2 heroes have to open the door. Max the hero? Why can't the unevil version of Kane be? 2 heroes. 2 heroes. I have waited long for such as you. Man, I'd love to recruit Kane into our force. Oh. Oh. Hey. Feeling more like yourself now. This is the end, Dark Soul. Max gets out. Max, get out now. You'll only be destroyed if you stay. I can't let Max go. Now that I have what I wanted, I have no further need of him. For you see, dear friends, I have both the key and the manual. Dark Dragon will soon be free again. Go, Max. Go, Max. Run. I'll deal with Dark Soul. And there's just a fucking crater here now. So sadly, no. Kane is not recruitable. As much as I wish he was, he's not. There is currently a mod in the works that allows him to be recruitable, but right now, I'm not playing that mod. I'm playing the original game. In the original game, he is not recruitable. In any regard. I don't know where to go. Or anything else. Let's go talk to these people. Let's just stock everyone up on items while we're here. One moment, I'll be right back. I'm back. I had to welcome my dad home from grocery shopping because he went out grocery shopping. But I also had to ask him if the AC was on because I have my windows open. I didn't want to waste a bunch of AC, but no. No, it's not on. So, that's not something to worry about. Yay. Also, yay, we finally defeated Kane. That happened a lot quicker than I thought it would. But that's fine. Just kitting everyone out with medical herbs. I believe that's everyone in their party. Is there anyone left? Oh, Dilo. Well, Dilo's the only one. No, Joker does not count as a member of our party. Though, to be fair, he does, but he's also full, so there's that. I guess I'll just leave. I don't know where else to go. This doesn't feel like I'm supposed to be coming back down here, but... I don't know what to do. I think I'm not supposed to be heading through in this area. Is there something else I'm supposed to be doing here? Am I supposed to head back to the Dragon Village? Dude, do you have any idea where I'm supposed to go? No? No, you don't. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be. Let's check back in here, see if there's anything in here I need to be doing. I'm pretty sure it's just the priest and the swap area. Yeah. Swap area and the priest. I guess while we're here, we can promote some people. Lyle will get promoted. Lyle wants a promotion? I hereby promotion from Ask Knight to Sky Knight. I guess I'm just gonna leave and go back to the village. Wait, don't leave yet. Karen wants to talk to you. Yeah, I guess I was supposed to head back here. Hey, Karen, what do you want? Welcome back, Max. I told everyone about Blue. Thank you so much. Corinne said she found something in the old records. It sounded important. Okay, now I need to go talk to Corinne. Could have just told me to go find Corinne, but whatever. Hey, Corinne, what you got? I checked the old records and read something interesting. Do you want to hear about it? Sure. Listen. The Manual of the Seal holds the key to awakening Dark Dragon. He must never awaken. Sacred Dragon must keep the manual from evil hands. Also, there's something here about a sword called the Chaos Breaker. It says when the sword is used at the westernmost point of the lands, the castle of the ancients will rise from the depths of the sea. Whatever all that means. Did you get the manual? No. Dark Soul has it? Oh my. This is bad. Very bad. He can use it to awaken Dark Dragon. Yeah. I wasn't gonna lie. So... I have to leave? What's up? I have no idea what to do. I don't either. I honestly don't remember how the game's supposed to tell you what to do. Did I ever inspect this? I don't think I ever inspected this. It's a bronze dragon statue. It reads, "Our dragon forever" on the statue. Okay. What if I just try to leave town? Sometimes that just works. Wait, don't leave. Karen wants to talk to you. Okay, I guess I'll go talk to Karen again. There are more things that Karen wants to tell me. Up here. Wait, this isn't the area. Karen, where the hell are you? Oh yeah, it's in here. I think you should go to Prompt first. It's south of here, but be careful, there are a lot of monsters out there. Okay, so I have to go south. Got it. You saw me kind of wander down there before, but that was back when I wasn't supposed to go down there. Well, Max, we meet once more. For the last time, I fear, as you will die here. My minions shall take care of you, but if they fail, I await you in Demon Castle. Okay, lady. We have to fight a bunch of people. Alright, this will be another battle. I like how Guns technically doesn't have a throwing animation. So it just looks like he's launching himself into the air at a distance towards you and then goes back. Just really funny. See, yeah, we went down there before, but that castle thing wasn't there. And now it's there. I was looking a little weird, to be honest. Go ahead and cast quick on blue. Let's give blue more turn, shall we? He is the unpromoted unit after all. Blue speed increased by 10. The head level increases by 10. This might be a waste, but Blaze 4 on the Gargoyle. Annihilate that Gargoyle. This is definitely a waste. I could have just done Blaze 1 and killed him. I didn't need to do Blaze 4. Whatever. Talent's level increases to 10. Defense level increases by 1. Speed increases by 1. Action magic points increases by 1. Wow. Do 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 Bow Rider! They're shooting us with shot now. Alright, well, that's a pretty prime spot to just try all three of them. Use your halberd! And gains 10 experience points. Cool! Stab him. That's missed. Tired. Didn't get very good sleep last night. Alright, killed the bow rider. Hello, Ravager. How you doing? Welcome to the Twitch stream. We're currently doing some Shining Force. We beat Kane. I was not saying you missed that. We beat Kane. Glad you woke up and you're doing good. I woke up not too long ago, though it's debatable how well I'm doing, mainly just because of sleepiness. But I feel alright. I just feel a little sleepy. Nice killed I am. Yeah. Feel free to hop into the VC if you want to hang out. Or if you just want to stay in Twitch chat too, that also works. Blue, can you get a kill, please? That'd be nice. No, because you're doing pitiful damage. Forgot about that. And the quick spell ended. I would sound hoarse for a while, so I'll wait a bit. Okay, that's fine. Typing in Twitch chat's good enough for someone to talk to. Apparently, so to recap everything that you missed, we beat Kane, we destroyed his mask, discovered that he was actually being mind controlled and that he's actually not an evil person, but instead the mask was just controlling him and we destroyed the mask. And then he used some of his last strength to help us open a door that requires 2 heroes to open, because, spoiler alert, he is actually a hero, he's not supposed to be a villain, according to this game's lore. And he was just mind controlled against his will. And not only that, he's Max's brother, aka the main character. He's the main character's brother, which is the other reason why he's hero, because the main character can get the hero class. So, yeah, he helped us open up a door, get the manual. Dark Soul was on the other side of that door. He already grabbed the manual. Kane... Yeah. Kane said, "Get out of here, Max. I'll deal with Dark Soul. You need to survive and stop him," and blah, blah, blah. And so, Kane basically sacrifices himself to help Max not die to Dark Soul right then and there. So, sadly, Kane is not recruitable. I wish he was, but he is not. Yeah, that was a lot of twists. That was a lot of twists. And we discovered all of that at the end of the Kane fight over the course of this stream. Yeah, so that's a thing. Also, we learned about something called the Chaos Breaker. That was something else we learned about. There's evidently a sword called the Chaos Breaker that when you get it and you use the Chaos Breaker on the westernmost point of the continent, you are able to raise the City of the Ancients out of the ocean. That's evidently a thing. So, that's fun. I have no idea what the Chaos Breaker is. Well, okay. I, as a person, know what the Chaos Breaker is, but us as people, we don't really know what the Chaos Breaker is. Also, we don't know what happened to the Sword of Darkness that Kane had. I wasn't able to get my hands on that. So, yeah. That's actually slightly annoying. I wanted that Sword of Darkness. Oh well. But yeah, that's everything that you missed so far in the stream. It was just twist after twist after twist. Eh. I mean, considering the title of hero in this game is a job class, I'd more think they mean hero as in the job class rather than hero as in, like, a paragon of good. Because I don't know if you can necessarily call Max a paragon of good, so... The definition of hero is relatively loose, and this game basically just takes it as like, hey, you're the hero. Why? Because we say so. At least from my understanding of it. It's kinda silly in that way. However, he did do the heroic sacrifice thing against Dark Souls, so there is that thing as evidence for him being a hero. If he did the obligatory heroic sacrifice. Paragon is a bit too high in my opinion. Again, whole reason I argue on morality all the time. Yeah, well, my only point was just the fact that I don't think the game is going based off morality here. I think it's going based off, you know, the actual job class in the game called hero. For what determines a hero or not. It's like, do you have the class hero? If you do, then yes. Which I guess technically can count as having the class hero. Which, fun fact about that, because the game's not actually consistent about that, because if you have not promoted Max yet, and you've only promoted him to Sook, and he's still a swordsman and not a hero yet, he still counts. Now, granted, the game expects you to have promoted him to a hero by this point, but you don't necessarily have to, which is just kind of silly. But I think it's because they intended you to promote before this point that they wrote in that 2 heroes are required. Technically speaking, you don't actually require, it would just be 1 hero and 1 swordsman. Or 1 hero and 1 soon-to-be hero. Which, I guess, that could also be, too, that you have the potential to be a hero, but either way, it's just unintended side effects of how the game works. For certain people and how they play. That mainly just comes up for minimum level up run. Which are a thing, yes. Yeah, it makes things simpler. Well, because the entire point of the door is it's supposed to be like, oh, it's completely unopenable to Max alone. How are we supposed to open this? We don't have 2 heroes. Am I going to be able to recruit another hero in the party? It's not until after the fight that you realize, oh, wait, Cain is supposed to be the other hero. Why is he a hero? Because he wasn't evil. Why is he not evil? Because his master possessing him. Why was his master possessing him? Because Dark Soul made it do so. Dark Soul is actually the bad guy of this entire game. Shocker. No one could have guessed that. Even as a kid, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, so I guess... Even as a kid, I was like, oh, it's Dark Soul. Okay. Because even as a kid, I figured that Dark Soul was the big bad, not Cain. How rare is the hero class anyway? In this game, the only people with the hero class is Max and Cain. And that's it. In this game. They're literally the only people that exist in this game with a hero class. There is no other enemy character who has it, and there is no other allied character who has it. So it's like literally 2 people. So if Cain wasn't there, we would have been screwed from opening that door. But Dark Soul just cheated, so... Because Dark Soul can just teleport. We can't do that. So he just teleported past the door before we even got in there. Which is part of why I'm not looking to throw you guys in the dungeon anytime soon, because I know that any sort of dungeon puzzle I do that involves getting through a door, there's always the possibility that Zokai can just try to teleport to the other side of the door. Just to see if he can do it. Blue, try to be useful, please. Hey, that's double attack. I appreciate that. Okay, I'll give you credit for that one. That was a double attack. That's actually semi-good damage. It wasn't great damage by any regard, but... I wish Kane was recruitable, but he's not. I know there's a mod out there that people are making that makes him recruitable, but I know it also, like, removes Jogurt as a character. That's annoying. By the way, currently he's not recruitable. Ravager says, that sounds dumb. Why would I do that? There's a chance I don't get all the way through. There's a chance that you don't get all the way through, but there's also a chance that you just completely skip the riddle. Because, like, if it's a really hard door, and if it's a pressing situation, and the ceiling is coming down to try and crush all of you... when I tend to run traps and riddles, I tend to run lethal traps and riddles. Well, yeah, that's the entire point of a dungeon puzzle is, well, not to be unfun, but the entire point of a dungeon puzzle is to be, you know, risky and kind of hard. It's something you need to figure out, and something you can't just spend infinite time figuring out. Because if you just sit there spending infinite time figuring out, then it's guaranteed you're gonna eventually figure it out. But if there's actually a chance of failure, then, you know, that makes it more interesting. Oh, not the puzzle. Oh, you mean the teleportation. Oh, yeah, teleporting past is unfun and risky. Yeah, okay, I agree with you there. It definitely is, but I know there's definitely some gamers that just do that. Where they're like, oh hey, I can just teleport. I'm going to try and teleport to the other side. There's a chance they'll fail. Yeah, but there's a chance they'll succeed. It's like, okay. And sometimes it fails and bad things happen. Sometimes it succeeds and whoop, I guess the puzzle's over. Because the problem is, if they can teleport to there once, they can then just grab something there, and then be able to teleport there anytime they want to afterwards. They can just carry the entire party across the door. But yeah, there are some D&D gamers who just do stuff like that. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever do that with those two things in mind. Yeah, fair. Zokurai might not necessarily do that, though. I do always worry about that as a dungeon designer, just because of the fact that there are a multitude of players who will just do shit like that, and it's like, come on, man. I put this puzzle here to be solved, and you just don't even want to solve it. Okay. You're just basically brute forcing your way through. I'm excited for when I finally get to do a dungeon with you guys, so I have a weird fear that I'm never going to get to. Because now that I'm thinking about, when are you guys ever going to delve down into a dungeon? Like, ever. Rabbit says, well, thanks for telling me that, so I don't accidentally do that. Yeah. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, it just kind of sucks as a designer. I'm like, I put a lot of time and effort into this, and now it's just gone. Dungeon, item for history or something. I guess, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, there is an entire underground section of Guardianda that none of you have explored. Oh, there is that. I just don't know. Yep. Yeah, that's where the one character, the one rabbit boat character near the campaign came from. Is he came from the Underland, as I like to call it. It's called Underland. And yes, if you guys know the reference that I'm referring to, that is indeed a reference to that. Have fun with that reference. But yeah, there is an Underland underneath Guardiana. Possibly underneath the entire continent, but at least Guardiana, definitely. It's vast and expansive. That's where the majority of my dungeons are, is in Underland. Well, Amon died. Now I need to repeat this battle. Because someone died. We're trying to get down there to that castle, by the way, in case you're wondering. Because we went out here to try and go to a village south of our current location to go find something. And then the evil sorceress woman from earlier in the campaign was basically like, "Oh, I've sent monsters to fight you. If you make it through, I'll be waiting for you in this castle." That sort of thing. So, we're currently trying to fight through the monsters so that way we can get to the castle and then fight through the castle. That way we can get on our way and actually, you know, go down to the other village. Get a kill, Blue! Yay! You got a kill. Blue's level increases to 10. Defense level increases by 2. Speed increases by 1. Blaze 4. This is a waste, but Blaze 4. Alright. Let's egress out of here. Egress. I'm expecting you. Raise some of my dead. I'm on. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. By the way, if you're wondering about the whole so to talk about the whole 3 average viewers thing, which is something I'm currently trying to get. For most of the stream, I had 1 average viewer, and currently I have 2 average viewers. So that gives you an idea of, for an entire hour and 20 minutes at least, assuming that people are turning up, which I don't know if they will. but for entire hour 20 minutes, I've had 1 or 2 viewers, which is bringing down that average number. Obviously. Yeah, none of these things are actually good anymore. Which is annoying, but whatever. Chicken girl. And we're back here again. It's her taunting us again, telling us to go to Demon Castle. Okay. Oh, I forgot to actually swap out my characters. I meant to swap out some characters. So go do that. Yeah, in here. Do 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 do. Let's swap in Xylo. Swap out Unks. Let's swap in. Swap out Cow. Let's swap in Balboy. Swap out not Max. Not Max. Blue doesn't count because he's unprovoked. A Capiche. Alright, so swap in Gort, swap out Ken. Swap in Henry, swap out Low. Swap in Low, swap out Noah, actually. Yeah, we're good. So this will be our new force. Cool. Not where I meant to go. Please. Level increases to 7. Speed increases by 1. Active magic points increases by 5. This battle takes a while just because of the vast distances between units. Shadow. Are you excited about the thing tomorrow, Ravager? Are you excited about the session 5 tomorrow? I know, I'm excited. Do you have everything in your character sheet and Dread's character sheet squared away? Cool. Question. Are you going to try and make the actual non-prototype version of the gun before Session 5? That's actually something I didn't want to ask. I don't know if there is enough time, and honestly, I would think that Zokurai as a character would want to do field testing with the actual rifle, and by field testing, I mean combat. So I think you'd want Dredd to go through at least one combat engagement with the prototype before actually making a new version. So you can know what to improve and what breaks. Yeah. That does make sense, yeah. That's why I asked, because I was like, personally, that's what I thought, but I want to see what your thought was before I mentioned my opinion on it. Plus, you get to show your fancy new toy to everyone tomorrow. Which, that'll be fun. A lot of people have fancy new toys. It's a lot of people have stuff to show each other in that session. Balborn's level increases to 6. Attack level increases by 1. Defense level increases by 2. Maximum hit points increases by 2. Raptor says, speaking of field testing and fighting, kinda happy I got to express their more ruthless side of him. Also, nice. New toys to see. Indeed. Yeah, I'm glad that you got to express that too. Also, the commoner thing with the fisherman was entirely impromptu. It's just because that map happened to already have an NPC named that on it. I don't know from where, I don't know what the context is, but that guy happened to already be an NPC that was there. So I was like, hey, I might as well, you know, just use this guy and have a funny scene with a get off my property sort of character. Because you guys were just kind of loitering near this fisherman's shack, making a racket. And it got to be a funny moment. Yeah, for those of you at home, by the way, who did not know, I'm starting to do side stories now for D&D Oncoming Storm, which are in between sessions specifically. To tell some of the other stories that happen in the background, happen in downtime, all that jazz. Or just things that characters want to have as interactions between each other without, you know, without it being in a main session. That way it helps free up the main sessions to be, you know, less individual, more group stuff. You know, it frees up the main sessions to be more group stuff. And then if people want one-on-one time with each other, they can do it in a side story. They can do it in a mini session. And this also helps get all of the important downtime stuff on camera without just straight up making sessions be nothing but downtime. So, yeah. That's a good question. I don't know. Huh. I just got asked a pretty good question. It was just a question that popped in my head, but basically it was a question of if Dread read the Silver Quill primer, does that mean he could potentially eventually become a Silver Quill mage? And from everything that we've currently established, probably. But the problem mainly right now is the primer requires attunement by a spellcaster, and currently he's not a spellcaster. Meaning that he would actually be unable to attune to the primer right now. But the potential is there. If he got a magic class, then yes. Yeah, if he did. So then the other question is, with the spellcaster companion class, like that companion class that can do magic, would that qualify as a main casting class for the purposes of getting Silver Quill Mage as a subclass of it? Because normally it doesn't have subclasses. That's the thing about the companion classes, they don't have subclasses. But would that technically qualify? I don't know. Because it is technically a main casting class. Kind of. But it also doesn't normally have subclasses. So I'm going to probably say no, because it doesn't normally have subclasses, but it's weird. It's weird. Right, because at that point, then it gets the question of, well, when do you start getting the features in the subclass? There's no established thing in the main class, so yeah, you just can't from that. I guess that's the main benefit but downside of those companion classes, is that the main benefit is the fact that you get some really good benefits from the actual mainline class, but there's also no subclasses, so there's no customization really. Other than like a few small things. You just get a set of abilities. You just have a special set of skills. You just have a particular set of skills. Wow, you the demon smile. What? That's new. Bird suffers 1 point of damage. I don't know what the demon smile. Belial attack. Didn't do it that time. Weird. Right, it's Spellcasters or Warlock. Warlock does also count. Because Warlock is attack magic, and Warlock is fine because they mention the fact that in these subclasses, it can be your patron. So, eh. Phew. Uh... Attack with wolves. That's still cool that Xylo basically summons an army of spirit wolves to assault the enemy. Xylo's level increases to 6. Defense level increases by 2. Oh, not a very good level up. The quick spell ends. Speed and defense levels return to normal. Very tired. Though, Ravager, you know why I'm very tired, so... You know exactly why I'm very tired, and I woke up before you did. Because I woke up at 8:30. Up since 8:30, and I still went to bed at that time, so... I only had like 6.5 hours. Which, to be fair, is largely my own fault. It's not your fault, but... That's why I'm tired currently. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. That's definitely for sure, which will be good, because I need to get a lot of sleep tonight if I'm going to be resting, if I'm going to be rested and ready for tomorrow. So, in a way, this is a good thing, because it helps ensure that I get a good night's sleep tonight. Let's look at the positives. Okay. So you're going with the, you're going with the Silver Quill thing, and not the Artillerist? I'm just double checking. Because I know we talked about that last night when we were tired, but we were also both tired and practically brain dead by that point, so we needed to... I'm actually clarifying, now that you're more awake, that that's actually what you're going for. Oh, that does remind me, by the way. Remember all that training that you went outside to go do? Yeah, that actually does cost money. I just forgot. Hold on, someone said better. Yeah?
It's massive words.
Oh, thank you. I'll take some. Okay. You're gonna have to figure out the amount that you need to pay them, Ravager, but it's 1 gold piece per hour. So you actually have to pay them quite a bit as a result. Silver Quill makes more sense. However, you don't necessarily need Silver Quill right now. Yeah, 10 gold pieces per day for how many days? You're gonna have to figure out that mental math yourself. Also, if you want to do Artillerist, that makes sense too, and we could just have Silver Quill be a thing in the future. You started to show the inklings of, no pun intended, you start showing the inklings of freaking Silver Quill. But that does not necessarily mean that you have the subclass yet, because remember, you still have the backstory. Meaning that you still have the benefits from the backstory. So you don't necessarily also need the subclass right now. You could grab that later since you have access to the primer. So if you want to go Artillerist now and get more bang for your buck, you can do that. And that way you'd also get a little companion. So honestly, I personally feel Artillerist is better for you. That's just me. Also, yeah, that's a lot of gold cost. Keep in mind, by the way, that's specifically just, yeah, actually, no, I'm gonna leave up. Well, keep in mind the 10 gold pieces per day is counting the extra month. Because the quote-unquote extra month is due to you doing 10 hours a day instead of 8 hours a day. Also keep in mind, by the way, this is just assuming that this is only talking about the training that you did for people outside of the carriage. Because I figure if it's anyone inside the carriage, like Celestial, they're doing it for free. So, yeah. I didn't bring it up before, just because of the fact that, since you guys are training each other in things, I didn't figure it mattered for the most part. But for stuff that is outside the carriage specifically, which only really you have access to, then yeah, it's actually going to be quite a bit more than that. Yeah. And to be fair, I could also potentially see you getting dragonsmithing for free because you're getting it from a kid. So you could probably discount dragonsmithing. Either way. And then slice that in half. Because do consider the fact that you get half off thanks to your mercantile badge. Provided the people that you're learning this from are from the Mercantile Guild or respect the Mercantile Guild. Which I don't know if they necessarily would be, but if you could find someone who could, which reasonably speaking you probably could, then they would be half off. Because there are other half dragons in Guardian. In D&D, you always round down. It's actually a hard and fast rule in Dungeons & Dragons that you always round down. For everything. It's one of the first rules that they talk about in the player's handbook is when you have to round, you round down. In D&D. Doesn't really matter what it is. Now, I don't know why. It's just a designer thing. They just designed it that way. Now, of course, when it comes to specifically buying things, for the most part, unless you're like let's say it's like 2.75 gold pieces, well, that can be exact change down to like 2 gold pieces, 7 silver, and 5 copper. You know. So, unless you're talking, for money-wise, unless you're talking about like 2.5 copper pieces, then there's no reason to round at all with money. because you can just always give exact change. But, I mean, Zogwai, when the hell are you ever going to use your 1,000 copper pieces that you have? Right. Even though that's worth like 10 gold pieces. You can just be that annoying guy at the supermarket. By the way, I'm currently eating food. That's the reason why I haven't gone back. You can be that annoying guy at the supermarket where it's like, okay, this thing will cost 2 gold pieces. You just drop 200 copper pieces on the counter, and it's like, here's my 2 gold pieces. And then they have to manually count it to make sure it's actually 200. You can be that jerk. You know I'm going to have an NPC do that at some point. To use specifically Zokurai. Well, anyone in the party who's selling things. I'm going to have that happen at some point. Alright. I've finished my food. Let's get back into this. Normally I eat while I play, but since it's SOS, that's pretty hard to eat and play at the same time, so I just pause for a little bit to eat it. Whenever you hear the game pause like that, by the way, that means I've clicked away from the screen to go do something, and then I came back when it unpauses. Ugh. Yeah, that pepper gave me the kick in the pants I wanted. Okay. Okay, I'm awake now. Nothing like a big old jolt of pepper in your system to wake you up. Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's why I needed to wake up. Some nice pepper. Shoot him, Hans. Shoot him. Shoot him. Good. Oh, only 1 point of damage. And again, only 1 point of damage. Lyle leveled up to level 2. Something increased by 1. Speed increased by 3. Maximum hit points increased by 1. So, did you eventually plan on going the artillerist route? I forget, did you switch back to that? And then we just do Silver Crow later? Yeah, I agree. I agree it's better. Plus, now you get that whole force projector thing, and you get the whole little buddy that you have around with you that you can just summon for an hour. Which you can do once per long rest for free, or you can use a spell slot to make one as well. No, don't use lightning on my birds. You would think lightning would be weak. You'd think that birds would be weak against lightning in this game, but no, they actually are. It's just I don't want that. Yes, a little pseudo dragon cannon. Are you going to be having it in the Force Ballista form more often, or Flamethrower, or the Protector? Because I know in one particular thing, if you have the actual protector thing, because the force cannon is best for long range, but if you have the actual like protector temporary hit points thing, then that actually turns the artillerist into a frontliner, which is something I'm not sure Zokor has ever been, and it would actually give you a reason to use the it would give you more of a reason to use the guardian variant of your armor, because you could actually become a frontline fighter at that point in a way. Kind of, because of how that works, and because of the fact you have temporary hit points every turn. And you and the other people in the front line can get that. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you want to go with the Force Ballista, then it'd be long range. And yeah, most of your stuff is normally long range. But now if you ever did want to get up close and personal with the enemy, yeah, you have the con for it, weirdly enough. And you also now have the armor class for it, weirdly enough. And you can wield martial weapons. So technically you could pivot into being a frontliner now, if you wanted to be, and nothing would necessarily be lost by doing it, and you would lose some of your long-range options, but you'd lose your Force Ballista, but as a result, you would gain temporary hit points every turn. And again, if you're fighting alongside, let's say, Dracul and Jaden in melee range, you're then giving them the stuff, because They're next to you, so they're within 10 feet. So, yeah, you could actually... This could be Zokurai's way to actually become a frontliner if he wanted to be. He doesn't have to be. But, if you want to be, you could. And that's actually kind of neat. That's actually kind of neat. We'll see. Might test that in the next battle. Not a bad idea. Do you remember, by the way... Oh, Belial uses the demon smile again. But it still did nothing. Okay, weird. By the way, do you remember, by the way, that the force field projector thing, basically, that you now have, it's giving itself temporary hit points, too. Meaning that it's giving itself temporary hit points, on top of the fact that it has 18 AC and 30 hit points currently, because of you being a level 6 Artificer. What that effectively equates to at that point is that every turn he has anywhere between 35 to 42 hit points. So he's actually reasonably hard to kill. So it's not even that hard, it's not even that easy for the enemy to like knock out your force field projector. And even if they do, you can just make another one with an action. And if you remember, since it takes a spell slot and action to make one, you can then use your bonus action on that turn after you've made one to then give yourself temporary hit points. So it's not even like you would lose out on temporary hit points, you just lose your action for that turn and a spell slot. So, yeah, that's actually pretty neat. And also, but that's also true for the Force Ballista. If the Force Ballista ever goes down, you don't really lose access to the bonus action Force Cannon. You just lose access to your action after you remake it, and then use the bonus action on it. Plus, this is also a way to give you something to do with your bonus action every turn. So, yeah. Right, then I guess my backup weapon can be Dread's old gun. Yeah, it can be Dread's old gun. Well, here's the thing. Even if you go into frontliner mode, and let's say that you did frontliner and you actually just had a melee weapon instead of doing the Guardian variant, you could still have the Infiltrator cannons while having temporary hit points. And then just, like, use a melee weapon. And with your shield, because you have a shield, so you can just use a melee weapon with it. But if you went with the Guardian variant and instead, then that still works too. But then, yeah, you could just use, like, the old gun as a thing. But to be frank, just, like, grabbing a melee weapon is not necessarily that hard for your character to do. Especially considering your infusions. So you could just... Honestly, the Infiltrator variant's not bad for melee just because it gives you extra movement speed. And it still gives you a range option going in. Knife would only be good if you're planning on actually throwing it. If you're not planning on throwing it, then don't bother with a knife, I'd say. That'd be quick save just in case the heat axe breaks. Yeah, the heat axe broke. That's why I quick saved, because I didn't know if it was going to. The rapier or katana. You could do a katana if you want to. You have the recall infusion, yes, but if you already have your cannons, do you necessarily need... Oh god. Oh god. You know what I just remembered? So, Ravager, you know what I just remembered stupid build-wise? The great weapon mass, sorry, the Great Weapon Master, Sharpshooter, archery fighting style, punching people with a longbow strategy. I forgot about that. That technically could be something you could do at some point if you got Great Weapon Master and Tavern Brawler. Oh. Did you not remember that? Did you not remember this gloriousness? If you got... It would require you to get Tavern Brawler and Great Weapon Master, but that could eventually be something that you could do, is get the people to... the ability to punch people with a longbow. Okay. So, yes, I did tell you about this, but let me go over it. So, okay. Let's establish some criteria. Actually, you know what? No, scratch that. I'm detouring from the stream for a little bit, and I'm gonna pull up Firefox. So, we're going off script, because I want to show this off. So we go Wikidot. Okay. So. Let's talk about something real quick. Let me pull up some things. Fighter, so I get the fighting style. Let's get Tavern Brawler, Great Weapon Master, and Sharpshooter. And let's also get the item so that you can actually see the properties of a longbow. Okay. So first off, we'll start with the properties of a longbow. A longbow is a martial weapon that is ammunition range heavy two-handed. Okay. Heavy two-handed. Keep that in mind. Fighter has a fighting style called archery, which says you gain a +2 bonus to attack rolls you make with ranged weapons. Okay. So establish this. The longbow is a ranged weapon. Sharpshooter says before you make an attack with a ranged weapon that you're proficient in, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll. If that attack hits, add +10 to the attack's damage. Okay. You notice how it doesn't say ranged attack. It says ranged weapon. It says attack with a ranged weapon. Okay. Great Weapon Master says before you make a melee attack with a heavy weapon that you are proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 accuracy penalty to the attack roll. If the attack hits, you add +10 to the damage. Tavern Brawler says you are proficient with improvised weapons. So, you are proficient with the improvised. When you use a longbow to punch someone, that would count as an improvised weapon, which would normally do a D4 damage. However, you are proficient with improvised weapons. The longbow is a ranged weapon. The longbow is also a heavy two-handed weapon, meaning that you can apply archery, sharpshooter, and great weapon master to your improvised punching attack from the longbow, take both -5 accuracy penalties, and potentially have a +20 to your damage. You'd have a -8 to hit, but you'd have a +20 to your damage. It's entirely dumb and not viable, but it's hilarious. It's stupid, but it's hilarious. Keep in mind, by the way, great weapon fighting doesn't apply because it says make it with when you make a tackle with a melee weapon that you're wielding in two hands. But great weapon master just says for make a melee attack with a heavy weapon that you're proficient with. It doesn't say melee attack with a melee weapon. It says melee attack with a heavy weapon that you are proficient with. You are technically proficient with it thanks to Tavern Brawler. Yeah. So, or some source, you can just go with the whole bullshit card of I cast fist with my longbow, and I just get a plus 20 to my damage. Wait, what? Because it'd be 1d4 plus 20 at that point. Yeah. Also, keep in mind, since you're proficient, this means that you personally, let's say you add your dex. Let's just say that you add your dex. Actually, no, you'd add to your strength. What is your strength? Let me look at Zokurai's strength. I'm pretty sure his strength is garbage, but let me look at his strength. Da, da. Yeah, your strength is garbage. It's a -1. Okay, so yeah. So this would be so you'd have a +3 from your proficiency bonus, a +2 from archery, a -5 from both of your things, and a -1 from your strength. So that would be a -6 to hit. But if you do hit, it would be plus 20 damage. So, isn't that like the stupidest thing you've ever heard so far? that's that's the as I said, that's the gimmick build of punching people with a longbow. Oh, that's the dumbest build I've ever heard of. And I know I talked with Fox about it, but I guess I never talked with you about it. So also I've disappeared from the screen. There I am again. So, yeah, that's the build I was talking about. It's the dumbest shit ever. I think I could have been in that combo, but it was a while ago. Yeah, it was a while ago. It was a while ago. It was, I got that, I will not take credit for that idea. Got it from a DM D&D video that made me laugh my butt off. Let me see if I can find the video again. It's somewhere on the server. I remember that Surtur clipped it as like a part of a video, and that just made me laugh when I posted it. I think I also actually no wait, I think I posted it on the server and then I pinged Surtur about it because I knew Surtur would get a laugh out of it. We find it. Man, it was from a while ago. It's from like last month, I believe, is when that conversation happened. Was last month. The fireball launcher. I forgot about that thing. Oh god. I think it's this thing. Search longbow, see if it pops up. Ah! Here we go, I found it. Yeah, here we go. Ravager. It's this video. I went ahead and posted it in Twitch. It was in that video, as well as the magic mouse thing was also in that video. That was posted about back in 513, so... And the way I presented it to you, by the way, was the same way they presented it in the video, where they talked about step by step each of the individual things before they explained what the end result would be. Where they mentioned, okay, well, Great Weapon Master says this, Sharpshooter says this, the Archery Fighting Style says this, Tavern Brawler says this. Okay, all of these things combined means I can punch someone in the face for plus 20 damage. Wait, what? But you look at each of the individual pieces and it's like, wait, all of that works rules as written. It doesn't seem like it should, but it does, because both Sharpshooter and Archery don't state that you have to be making a ranged attack with a ranged weapon. It just says you have to be using a ranged weapon to make an attack roll. Which means that technically punching someone in the face with a ranged weapon is still a ranged weapon making an attack roll. Which is just silly. And the only reason why Tavern Brawler is there is so that you can gain proficiency in improvised weapons. You don't have to worry about the whole, oh, well, you're not proficient in that. Well, bitch, now I am. Now you have no excuse. I am actually proficient in this now. So, yeah, that was hilarious. There's so many wacky things you can do. Rules as written that really should not exist. Just really should not exist. But they do. But they do. Anyway, we need to leave this battle because someone died. AKA Blue. Blue died. So, sorry for anyone who came here for Shining Force content. I had to go on that little tangent to explain what the hell a melee bowbard is. That was funny. Also, hello, Fox. Good time to join the stream. We cannot hear you if you're talking. You are currently muted.
I'm almost always on time.
Ah, indeed. AKA Mr. Clockman.
I mean, it's a joke, but the fact that my timing has almost been perfect every time, I just find it hilarious.
Yeah, that is hilarious. Hello, Fox. How you doing?
I'm good. Sorry for yesterday for stressing you out.
Yeah, it's fine. Things happen. I was tired. I tend to get more stressed out when I'm tired. Ravager says, how many skills just based on Artificer alone? 2, right?
More?
I'm not sure what you mean by skills? Question mark?
More! I don't know what you mean either. What do you exactly mean? Every class has its own, like, base set of skills.
I know, Ravager, that you would gain wood carvers thanks to Artillerist, because Artillerist uses wood carvers. Oh, Acrobatics, Insight, X. You are, gaining Artillerist will not give you more skills. Unless the actual subclass states that it does. I know there are some subclasses that state that they do. For example, I know the Artillerist subclass does state directly that it gives you wood carvers, I'm pretty sure.
Same thing with Alchemist saying it directly gives you, alchemy tools.
Oh, base Artificer does give you 2 skills. Yes. But yeah, the Alchemist gives you alchemy tools. The Wire Weaver gives you Weaver's tools. I'm pretty sure they probably wanted to do Smith's tools for the Artillerists until they realized they gave Smith's tools to the Battlesmith. And they couldn't give
Why
a Tinker's tools
can't
because,
artillerists have smith's tools? Why is it woodcarver's tools? Is my only question.
because they already used up Tinker's tools and Smith's tools.
Ah, fair.
And it's like, what other metal working tool is there? Did I mess
at
up
least
somewhere?
now it's woodcarvers.
Ravager, this is not the time to be asking that just because of the fact that I have no ability to look at your sheet right now. That's stuff that you need to worry about. What were you gonna say, Fox?
I mean, now I have woodcarvers, which I'm gonna gladly use.
Okay. While I'm here, I not only need to do that, but I also need to repair Gort's heat axe so it doesn't break. I'm just gonna go through everyone's items, just repair them, all the ones that can potentially break anyway. So Gort's heat axe, that'll cost 1,625 points. Fair, I'll build with that, man. Do you remember all the subclass? Do you remember all the classes you have, plus also the stuff that you bought training in too in the past as part of your backstory? That's also something else to consider. Okay, that item isn't damaged. The halberd? The halberd's fine. Why do you have a chrome lance? You shouldn't have a chrome lance. Okay. Oh, it's part of the backstory. Yeah. Let's go ahead and sell your chrome lance. Because you don't need one anyway, you don't use lances. By the way, I just got done telling Zuckerei a bunch of stuff about the Indian stuff, and we were making plans with his character. I will say, by the way, we beat Kane.
Hmm?
Do you remember who Kane is in Training Course?
Did you lose people?
What?
Did you still lose some money?
In what battle?
Battle against Kane.
Oh, no, I managed to beat him without losing someone.
Did you grind?
And it was actually my first attempt.
It's just the case of like, oh, I suck at this. I'm gonna come back later, and now I'm amazing.
Well, it was more just the fact that he was attacking units that he couldn't one-shot, and he knocked Max to near death, but he didn't actually kill him before I managed to whittle all of Kane's health down to 0. I don't know what to say other than that. I just managed to whittle his health down to 0 before someone died, and he never used Diesel. So that also helped too, that he never actually used the Diesel spell. So there's no instant death possibility in that.
Keep on forgetting that's like a chance thing.
Yep, it's a 30% chance of just fucking killing you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Also, we evidently found out, oh god, now Balbori will have reduced accuracy. But we also evidently found out that now Zuckerei, strangely enough, could potentially become a frontliner? Because of the fact that he has the artillerist subclass now. And you want to know why that could suddenly turn him into a frontliner?
Yes, I'm curious.
Because one of the... First off, he gets a little turret buddy now. But one of the little turret buddy's capabilities is that it can turn into a... I forget what it's exactly called, but it's basically a force field projector that gives him and everyone within 10 feet of him temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus his artificer level. Oh, sorry, no, 1d8 plus his ability modifier. So, and he can do that as a bonus action on each of his turns. So he effectively has a regenerating energy shield that he can do on every one of his turns.
Oh god.
Yeah, And now and it's not only for him, it's for everyone within 10 feet of the turret, which if the turret's on his shoulder, that means everyone within 10 feet of him. So if he's in the front line with, like, Dracul and Jaden, then that means that he's giving them temporary hit points too. So, weirdly enough, if he actually wanted to become a frontliner, he now could, if he wanted to. Which is just a very strange concept to go like, oh, the character that's never going to be up close. Well, suddenly now you have the option to be up close, because strangely enough, he has the constitution to support it. His constitution's actually relatively high. So yeah, Ravager and I were talking about that fact, and he does have the Guardian variant of his armor that he won't use. But even if he doesn't use the Guardian variant, just the sheer fact that he can basically get regenerating temporary HP, which is would be really freaking good. And we're going with Artillerist instead of Silverquill, by the way.
Wait, is he? I actually had a question on that whole entire thing.
Oh?
How do you get the subclass for, let's just say, Prismari? Because don't you need to attune to the book? How do you attune to the book if you have all attunement slots already taken up?
You unattune to something you already have, and then attune to the book. You're gonna have to unattune for the 8 weeks. You're gonna have to unattune to something you already have, and then attune to the book for those 8 weeks. Do the training, and then you can unattune to that book and attune back to whatever it is that you had before. It's kind of like how with the Books of Magical Knowledge, where the Books of Magical Knowledge, you need to attune to them for the entire reading process, but then once you've read them, you can unattune from them. So, the Books of Magical Knowledge technically require attunement as well. That's important to remember.
So you have the two things that are going to happen off camera.
Yep. Which reminds me, the session is tomorrow. Are you looking forward to that?
Indeed I am. Do you while you do that? No! I said don't.
But yeah, I've been doing a lot of side story stuff. For those of you at home who have not been on the server, so you don't know why that's happening, it's basically to allow people to have one-on-one time with each other in between sessions during downtime. That way, the actual mainline sessions aren't crowded with so much one-on-one time between people, and can instead focus more on the group as a group, like collectively talking with each other instead of just a bunch of one-on-one conversations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it also gets some of the interesting things that happen in the background on camera. But without actually just making every single stream be, oh hey, this is the downtime. Because do you know how many streams it would have taken to get all that downtime on the normal sessions? It probably would have taken like 9, maybe 10 streams of just streaming downtime to get through the 4 months.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is why I'm doing the side stories thing. Is that's a way to get some stuff on camera without, you know, actually just ruining the enjoyment of the main sessions. That way I can have more combat in the main session. Which is something else I'm looking forward to, because I like combat. I don't get to run combat that much.
I'm just thinking of something. I'm now setting up wild shapes.
To be fair, Ravager wouldn't be that hard to just make him a melee weapon. You could buy him a melee weapon. It wouldn't be that hard. You can hang with his help and make a help Ironwood if you want to. That's up to you. Oh, that reminds me. Cathanga, do you know about that one clay-like material?
Hmm.
Does your character know about that one clay-like material?
Melee material meaning.
What?
Melee material meaning.
Melee material what?
Melee material meaning.
Oh. Basically, I'm talking about the one clay that when you make an item out of it, it only takes like
He
an hour.
does.
Sorry, what?
He does.
Okay. So, you could, I forget how cheap that stuff is. You can potentially get some of that stuff if you want to, or like find a way to get it. If you know a location of where to get that stuff naturally, you could just have Zokurai teleport you to that area. Then again, Zokurai might know, given the fact that he grew up in a swamp dragon's lair. So, yeah, actually, I think Zokurai would know how to get that clay. Which means he can just teleport there, get some of that clay from the earth, and then use it to make a dagger. Because if you don't know that clay, its whole big thing is it's so easy to work and set into a shape that anything you make with it has its time reduced by like a stupid amount. Let me check the exact amount of time. While that loads, I'll continue playing Shining Force. Just buy him a katana then. Yeah, you could just buy him a katana. You could make him a katana.
Yes, give me a katana.
Well, you're talking about Dread, but, I mean... Don't you already have a Warhammer, though? Do you need a katana and a Warhammer?
That's what I'm thinking, like, nah, I don't need it in the long run.
Also, do you even really use Dex?
I will now.
Which would be higher, though? Strength or Dex?
I 1 point strength. After I train this up.
Well, Zokurai is booked. So he won't be able to train you in Dex, because Zokurai is completely booked in terms of his time. If you want to go train Dex, you need to train with Sylvester.
That's what I'm probably gonna do.
Also, you do not want to know how much time Dread and Sylvester spent alone together.
Understandable.
By the way, yeah, you can just make a katana, so that wouldn't be that hard. Don't put it like that, man. I put it like that. What are you gonna do about it? The tiny little Drago and the big Fey dragon. Hit. No, you missed. He has muddle, so his accuracy is greatly reduced. Oh, the muddle spell ends. The fog vanishes. Yay. I was just talking about that. It just ended. Yay. Is there anything you want to go over for your character, folks? I know you always have
You know what I'm
something
gonna
to do.
train in.
Do you have any training time left?
That's why I said I wanted to do the little constitution checks.
Have you calculated out how much time you would save? Because you haven't gone over any of that stuff with me yet.
I want to like wait because I'm like, wait, I'm gonna wait for after the stream to figure this out.
Why not? We can talk about it right now. There's nothing stopping us. This is a casual stream.
Question, Bug. Would the proficiency bonuses carry on to wild shapes or no?
It says in the wild shape thing whether or not it does.
Oh no, I'm gonna look.
I would go look at the wording of Wild Shape again, because I'm pretty sure it does mention it in there. Also, hello, Surtur. Yeah, Silvestro Ex Machina. That's definitely the case. Well, when you have two different people, both Dread and Silvestro, that are immune to exhaustion, yeah, they can do a lot of training together. Because Silvestro is immune to exhaustion, but also Dread is immune to exhaustion. So, yeah, they can train with each other a lot.
Oh, I do! Okay. That is amazing.
Cool.
I just had to double check. I do maintain skill and saving throw proficiencies.
Yep. And if I know that if the beast has anything higher than you currently have, then you take the beasts instead. Yeah, you barely use Silvestro. Dread uses Silvestro a lot, but I barely use. Zopri barely uses them. This is why I joked before that I consider Silvestro a member of the party at this point.
To be fair, Cathangus wouldn't complain. He considers him an uncle. I think I've said this enough.
You've said this plenty of times, yes. And also, to be fair, I've given him more character development than most of the other NPCs. There is that, too. I mean, beyond what just Jaden has given him in terms of character development, I've actually given him more character development. As Fox knows quite well, because he referenced some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the whole relationship between Silvestro and Tatsuya thing.
Actively talked about it.
What was that?
Just actively talked about it.
Yeah. Or it basically just boils down to Silvestro respects her opinion. Valboroy, please don't die. Yay, you killed the enemy. Now please don't die. Valboroy's level increases to 7. Defense increases by 5. Well, that will help him not die. Also, this is yet another map full of mountains, and you know what that means? A very slow progress. Because movement speed is crippled in mountains.
Yay.
Yeah, normally you could move like 6 or 7 tiles on your turn. Now you can move 2 or 3. Have fun. And this is even a map where you have to move a very long distance, too. So, you're moving 2 or 3 tiles a turn when you have to go very, very far. In terms of Shining Force maps. Because you might say, oh, you just have to go down here, right? Well, no. Because you have to go through this tiny little chasm, all the way over here to the right, and then all the way over here. And keep in mind, by the way, we started up here. We had to hike our way all the way up to here, then go through this mountain pass, then go all the way to the bottom right corner, and then go here. This is by far the longest map in Shining Force, and it also has the most obnoxious terrain for long-distance maps, which is forests and mountains, because forests do the same thing as mountains. Forests, deserts, and mountains all cripple your movement speed.
Oh.
Yeah, especially if you're on horseback. If you're on horseback, it's even more crippled than normal. There, it's pretty much guaranteed to be 2 tiles of movement speed. And also, there's a lot of flying enemies, and flying enemies get to completely ignore that fact. That's fun. You can tell I am slightly annoyed by this map. It's not even that hard, it just takes forever, and because of my current rules, someone usually ends up dying because it's basically flyers on their own for a while, and when they die, you have to restart the map, and blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. You get what I mean, Bob's your uncle. Also, I think Twitch is drunk, because it says I have only one viewer, but both Ravager and Surtur are talking in the chat.
Maybe it's loading.
Okay, it said that for the last 5 minutes. It must be loading for a very long time. You know what? Go punch that mage. Punch that mage and steal his launch money. But now it finally says it's 2 viewers. Lovely. I forgot about that video where Surtur just says, "I found the rabbit hole." Forgot about that.
Oh.
It was the video where the melee bowbard came from. You remember that one, Surtur? The melee bowbard? Where you could punch people in the face with a longbow to do plus 20 damage. That's still the dumbest build I've ever heard in D&D that technically works rules as written. Also, Surtur says, also, if Bob's my uncle, can I get Bob the bartender? Oh, God. Fox, you know who Bob the bartender is, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You got this. You're way ahead. Yeah, I was telling Zokarai about that build before because he was talking about, well, I mainly use a ranged weapon. What can I use for melee range? And it just immediately clicked in my head that was the thing. Which, by the way, that's also what I'm partly doing for Harold and Gerald. I just realized something. I haven't done the training for Harold and Gerald yet. I haven't figured out what they're doing in their actual training. I haven't done their stats at all. Okay. I need to do their training. Who the hell is Harold and Gerald training with? That's a good question. Do 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 do. At least you caught it today and not tomorrow. Yeah, at least I caught it today and not tomorrow. Because I know what Harold and Gerald are doing for a 4-week period, because they're at one point they're training Surtur and Jaden in the monstrous weaponry training. And then I know they went hunting a bunch of deer. They went hunting a particularly powerful stag in the Feywild. Which, by the way, Surtur, now that you're here, I wanted to mention that Clocksworth did get visited by a certain white stag once a month. So it happened once a month at a random time during that. And it was the same one, and it was the same one that showed up from your previous stream. So, because you have your whole thing where you can potentially have a visitor show up. Just letting you know, it's that same white stack over and over, and the dream more or less happens the same every time. When Sylvester or Dread fail their saving throws and not get level exhaustion. Oh no! Anyway.
Pretty much.
uh, I don't know. That depends on when the next level is. I'd say we just play that by ear and see what happens when we get to the next level. Whenever that's supposed to be.
It was open, he decided to become more wild, and that's how I legit took it as.
You could definitely become a ranger if you wanted to. It's up to you. And it's up to whatever the situation is that happens. Yeah. Oh no! Anyway. Ooh.
I just also like how yesterday we were thinking of the trinket, like Cathagos is just like, fuck it. I want the tiara.
You'd be a pretty Princess Cathangos. Now I'm just imagining Cathangos with the tiara in a tutu dancing. Just dancing his heart out. Like he's fucking Captain Ginyu.
I like how they just try to more like Sailor Moon.
Yeah, no, he's wearing Sailor Moon's outfit with the tiara on.
Him and Rouge are just doing the Sailor Moon pose.
And then you can throw your tiara as an attack as an improvised ranged weapon. Sailor Crescent, or whatever it was. Moon Crescent. I mean, what's the name of that attack? But she throws her tiara. I know that's an attack that Sailor Moon has.
Crescent Strike, I think it's legit called.
Crescent Strike, that's it. Which, hilarious part. Oh, that's because I completely forgot to put the event for tomorrow. I'm sorry, Surtur. I will need to go do that. Thank you for pointing that out. I forgot to set the event for tomorrow. But the funny thing about that is technically, if you classify it as a thrown weapon, the thrown property, that technically would mean that you could put the that Zokurai could infuse it with the returning weapon infusion to cause it to go back to your hand after you throw it.
I feel like it's gonna be an interesting conversation where just Cathagos he doesn't want to take off the tiara, and Zokurai just comes up like, I have several questions, but I don't want to bother.
No, it's D&D, not DD&D. Oncoming storm, session 5. Big smiley face. Just like that one thing, happy face. You know what? Fudge it. I'll just have the tinfoil hat as the picture for it.
So I found that interesting. I just DM'd you what I found interesting about the description of the tiara.
I will look at it in a second. I am currently setting up this event. Yes, it will be in the future. It will be tomorrow.
There's the tinfoil hat!
Yep. Also, the idea. It does kind of sound tied to that, doesn't it?
That's why I want to ask you, because it just sounds very curious.
We could say it's probably a tiny shard of that stuff.
Okay.
Though, keep in mind, if you throw it at a target, that means that if it impacts, it might explode.
Oh god, no! Wait, does that mean Cathangos has knowledge of that material? No, why would he?
You would need to examine it and recognize that it is a fancy material and it's not just magic. Because here's the thing, if he thinks it's just magic, then he's just thinking it's a magical effect, he's not thinking it's a material. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's why I want to bring it up to you, the fact of, like, not, like, he could still, like, study at the end, but I don't think that would make sense.
It could be a tiny shard of that material, but I'm thinking that unless you made, like, a really good knowledge check, I don't think you would think it would be that material. I think it would just be ill-solidified magic. That's all you'd be thinking it is.
I like how Midnight's just like, well, why don't you just take the gamble and risk one chance to do it?
Also, yeah, Ravager, you could give the prototype of your rifle that, the repeating shot thing, to give it unlimited ammo. Also, important thing to know, by the way, Ravager, your rifle does not have the loading property. It has the reloading property, which is actually different because it has a 5-round clip now.
Hey, would repeating shot affect on reload?
Repeating shot, rules as written, does not affect the reloading property. But, rules as written, guns are not in D&D.
That's why I asked.
Personally speaking, I think it should, in this case. I think it definitely should. If it affects the loading property, it should affect the reloading property as well, I would assume. For those of you who did not see the stream from yesterday, the way late at night stream from yesterday, effectively Zokurai invented the world's first M1 Garand. It's a prototype M1 Garand, but it's still an M1 Garand, basically. And he put a scope on it. So, gun nerds everywhere scream at your monitors that he put a scope on an M1 Garand, but he did. It does improve the accuracy, though, in D&D, so either way. Also, Ravager, just because you got your numbers way wrong on it, I'm going to go ahead and say that the prototype has a range of 80 to 300 feet. Because that's more reasonable to what a prototype would have in terms of a gun. I'm going to type that number into Twitch as well. There you go. Well, if you're going to be examining the tiara, it would be on stream.
I'm just saying a checklist that I have right now.
But yeah, because if you don't know, when he made the prototype, he made it have like a stupidly short range because of the fact that he was going based off the musket, and the musket has a short range, but the reason why the musket has a short range is because it doesn't have a rifle barrel. So it actually isn't accurate, but since he actually made a rifle to barrel on his gun, that means that effectively it would be stronger. Oh, actually, I just remembered something. Yeah, you need to use a healing item, like now. You are 1 HP. So, you know what this also brings up the fun fact of Ravager? Now that you actually have proper bullets, like with cartridges and everything, now we can start getting into bullet variants, like hollow point and armor piercing. That will be fun. I already have an idea for how those will work. So, the base gun damage would be 2d8 for normal bullets. Hollow point bullets are 2d12. However, if the target has resistance to the damage, then they're instead immune to the damage.
Yeah, I put the checklist of things.
I know. I'll see. I'll look at it. So keep that in mind. A regular bullet is 2d8. Hollow point is 2d12, but if the target has resistance to the damage, then they have immunity to it instead. And armor piercing would be only 2d8. However, if the target has resistance to the damage, they instead no longer have resistance to the damage. If they have immunity to the damage, they instead only have resistance to the damage. So yeah, armor piercing bullets would be basically a direct upgrade. And then there's other kinds of bullets too. They're more exotic that you potentially make. Yeah. So I'm going to have the base damage of the gun be 2d8. But if you want that 2d12, then you're going to need to flop some hollow points in there. And keep in mind, by the way, you can also do the regular magical ammunition too. That's just the actual properties of the bullet. That's not necessarily magical ammunition. So you can strap on top of there things like walloping ammo, for example, or +2 ammo. The musket, I figure you made a bag of 20 for the musket. However, for the rifle, currently you only made a clip of 5 bullets, which you already fired. But making a clip of 5 bullets would not be that hard. And you could reasonably... and when you make the actual version, I figured that instead of just doing a strip of 5, you could potentially do more than that. Like 10, for example. But either way, what was I gonna say? You only made the 5, but you could make more. You could reasonably make more. It wouldn't be that hard. Now that you know how to do it. Yes, the random question that popped in my head. Yes, you can technically mastercraft bullets. Just like you can mastercraft arrows. Yeah, it only makes more of them, though. It doesn't give you an extra boost to accuracy, it only makes more of them. Usefulness. Yes! Hello, Blue! Speaking of Blue, Blue is currently a member of our force. He's the weakest member of our force, but he is a member of our force. Not counting Joker. He's a lot stronger than Joker. Here's Blue! You're on screen right now, Blue. I know it's blah, but whatever. I pronounce it Blue. Yes. It's you. Currently, you're still unpromoted. I will become thy strongest. Indeed. You will eventually become thy strongest. One. Oh, you are not. Oh dear God, Fox is posting a lot of things. Rapier and Katana do the same damage, I'm pretty sure. They're both 1d8. I'm pretty sure. I'd go check the numbers, but I know, for example, a Katana is 1d8. Because the Katana has the same stats as the Longsword, except it swaps out Versatile for Finesse. The main difference between the two is the Rapier does piercing and the Katana does slashing. That's the only real difference between the two, is that the Rapier does piercing and the Katana does slashing. Which makes a tiny bit of difference. Yeah, Blue picked the Rapier for the style. He did not want to be a samurai bird. As cool as that might be. Maybe later. Yeah, maybe later. Is there anything you want to go over for your character before tomorrow, Blue? Raptor says, I'm picking Katana for it making more sense for the age and, you know, a literal Kobold Ninja Robot. That is cool. Kobold Ninja Robot, let's go. Xylo took a stunning attack of 2 damage. Your crit did only 2 damage. Fun. Blue says, oh, I need to go over everything I want to craft. Yeah, fair. We need to do all of that stuff. Blue, if you want to hop into call, I can take a break from Shining Force and just go ahead and start doing that with you. If you want to do it on stream. Because this is the Variety Friday. This is not normal. This is not the Wednesday normal one. So I can just do it at my Variety Friday thing. Ah, you need food. Go eat food then. I'll be busy feeding you enemies in this game. Okay, you need to do some things off call. Got it. I just saw it offer. Tasty enemies, indeed. Though your method of attack in this game seems to be smacking things with your tail. That seems to be your main form of attack in this game. It's just smacking things with your tail. Attack with the wolves! By the way, you're able to see the chat, right, Fox? I can't hear you, Fox, if you're talking. Xylo's level increases to 7. Attack increases by 1. Defense increases by 1. Speed increases by 8. And hit points increases by 3. Sorter says, oof, I slept 13 hours from Wednesday to Thursday, meaning I fell asleep after the sun was up earlier this morning. I hope I can fall asleep at a reasonable hour tonight. Let's hope. Let's hope. Worst comes to worst, we could just say that Surtur's character, Clocksworth, slept through the entire encounter. In session 5.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I keep on forgetting the benefit of Wild Shape.
Yeah, Wild Shape's awesome. Also, now I can hear you.
I need to remind myself that on stream, I guess we're gonna do what the list I told you about, or off screen.
What list?
DM thing that I sent you. This time I made sure I'm prepared.
That's a lot of things to try and do all today.
To be fair, I like you said, oh, not like on screen. I'm like, you sure you want it on stream?
Well, that's a lot more than I considered.
I'm sorry, I was just thinking.
I mean, okay, because I'm wondering if some of that can be done after Session 5 instead of before Session 5. You know what I mean? Because the training I'm fine with. The talk with Silvestro is a bit much, as is the whole thing with Zokurai. And doing the whole creation thing, that can be done in Session 5.
Okay.
What's preventing you from making that thing for the first time in Session 5? Is there anything?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, the only thing I can see there that we really need to do off-camera, necessarily, is... Well, we already figured out the Tiara. Increasing your dex, yeah, sure. We just need to do that training. And that will cost, that'll just be you training with Silvestro, probably.
I don't think the violin one needs to be on camera, I guess.
I mean, do you really want it to be? What's gonna happen during the violin one?
Nothing, to be honest.
Right.
Because I'm like,
That's why I'm like,
no.
That's why I just kind of brushed off, because if you remember, I referenced your violin in that previous session we did, because like, oh cool, you made this. Okay. He made an ironwood violin. There's nothing big about that. It's just an ironwood violin.
Ironwood violin with spider silk as the strings.
Now I only wonder where you're getting the... Well, actually, you can wild shape, so technically you can make spider silk. Because you can turn into a spider and make spider silk, and then turn out of a spider, and then use that silk. Did you ever think about that, by the way?
Oh, I know. That's why I said it.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. We somehow got a whole 6 hours out of it yesterday. Yeah. To be fair, though, that was unintended, and that was also partly due to shenanigans between you two dragging things out.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I had told Spring Caleb that, sure, because he wanted to hang out. I said, sure, we can hang out after I finish my thing with Zokurai. You can see how that came out. I not only didn't get my thing done before I had to go to bed, but also, I never got a chance to hang out with Caleb as a result, because of the fact that it fucking went on for so long.
Actually, now that I think
I
about
didn't mention that because I didn't have a reason to mention that, because I figured, oh yeah, we'll get all this done in an hour. We'll be fine. I figured you guys would be done with everything you know. The only reason why I brought Box in was because, oh hey, the Ironwood thing. I'd be like, okay, we did Ironwood, and then just you leave the call. But no. And about the shenanigans that happened. And it's not that I don't mind it happening, it's just, y'all know, it took a ton of time. To simply put, Fox, you simply want to get things done as quickly as possible. Yeah, Fox wants to get things done as quickly as possible, but on the same token, he wants to get so many things done in such a short amount of time.
I'm sorry, I get excited.
You get excited, but you also get overbearing.
I know that.
And I'm like, because here's the problem, if you burn out everything right now, what are you going to do between next session and the one after that?
That's why I'm like, wait, I should hold on talking to Sylvester more. Because that could lead into him. That could lead into another mini session.
It could lead to another mini session. Also, I'm going to be honest, it feels like you're rushing Sylvestro's character development. It feels like you're trying to rush things forward in that regard. And it honestly feels like you're putting a ton of pressure on me.
I'm sorry about that.
Because it's like, you're trying to get him to tell you everything about his story, and it's like, dude, that will happen over time. I don't want to just fucking info dump.
Nah, I want it to happen over time, naturally.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for getting loud. It's just...
That's okay. At the same time, just looking at the features I have in certain classes and seeing what logically can be used in a wild shape.
Yeah. Pacing is the thing. Info dump is kind of bad. Yeah. That's what Blue is saying, yeah. Well, now I just feel bad for making it last 6 hours. Still fun. It was still fun, Ravager, yeah. I feel bad for making it last 6 hours. Blue says, yep, simply want to RP too much. I can agree. Pacing is the thing. Info dump is kind of bad. Maybe less mini sessions. Well, the mini sessions isn't the problem. The problem is when it's a multitude of mini sessions for one character, and almost all of them are just talking. That's when it's a problem.
I'm sorry for that.
It's alright. It's just, I intended the mini sessions to be like, oh hey, each person's character gets like 2 to 3 throughout the week. That way I'm relatively busy. But, you know, but it basically ended up being where almost no one took advantage of the thing, except for Fox, who pretty much had a mini session every day. And that was not the intention.
I'm sorry. I now feel bad. I don't mean to do that, okay?
Not every single mini session had blocks. There was some that didn't have blocks in it, but pretty much all of them did. Also, yeah, I forgive you. It's just, yeah.
To be fair, I kind of now feel bad for forcing on you.
Sorry for making you feel bad.
It's alright. Okay, now I see why that can't be used, because that specifically says channel magic.
If you remember, Blue, there's that mini session between you and Zokurai. Yeah, Surtur didn't take advantage of it at all. Thortu didn't take advantage of it at all. Jaden didn't take advantage of it at all. Who else is in the group? Is there someone I'm forgetting about?
Nicole kind of ironically didn't.
Well, Dracole's one of your characters. I'm talking about like another player. Because we have Sortu, Zokurai, Blue... I guess that's 6, so no. I guess that's everyone. Jaded wanted to, but didn't have time. Yeah. The only people that did mini sessions was Blue, Zokurai, and Fox. Blue did it once, Zokurai did it 3 to 4 times, and then Fox was like 14, 15.
I'm sorry for that.
It's fine, it's fine. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just stating the facts. Now, we did get everyone's schedules done. So everyone's schedules were done. They just didn't do stuff on camera. To be fair for Surtur, it was even a leap of logic to even go, why is he stuck in this character for this long? Because his character would never want to be stuck in a singular place for that amount of time. Given how his character is written. But we end up going through some mental hoops to figure that out. What was that, Fox?
Nothing, I'm just thinking.
I thought you were about to say, to be fair.
Oh, to be fair, Katanga should also not be in the cart, like, often. He would.
Yeah, but it's not like you have a compulsion to not be in there, whereas, like, Bloxworth more or less has a mental condition that means that he can't be stuck in the same place for a long time unless he goes crazy. If for him, it's more of a mental compulsion rather than just a, I don't want to be here.
To be fair, I understand that completely.
Yeah. And the reason why I say Clocksworth has that as a thing is because Surtur himself has that as a thing. Said I could have just teleported him out whenever he wanted out, to be honest. Fair, but no, going based off of everything that you said about Zokurai as a character, I have a feeling you would just charge him for that. Because of the fact that you charging your friends for stuff. Well, okay, Clocksmith does not confirmed have that mental condition. It's more just the fact that you kind of do as a player. So I just kind of sort of figured that Clocksmith does too. That's just me. He doesn't have to, though. Also, you phased out. So what, is it the untap step? Is that why you phased back in? That was a Magic the Gathering joke.
Wait, what? What's happening?
Surtur said, wait, I phased out of it. What did Clocksworth get that? I said, oh, I guess it's the untap step, because you phased back in. Because in Magic the Gathering, you phase back in during the untap step, whenever you phase out a permanent.
I never knew that, actually.
Because phasing is not a common mechanic. Yeah, thank you, Ravager. Ravager says, to be frank, the only payment I'd want is him not blabbing about it. Charging for teleportation is sort of dumb, mostly a joke thing. To be fair...
Like he hasn't charged Kathangus because Kathangus just like, I'm gonna keep that hush-hush with everyone.
Yeah. And to be fair, the reason... you say that it's a dumb thing to charge people for that, and I agree. But I also agree that it's a dumb thing to charge people for, giving other members of the party good magic gear. It's a dumb thing to charge them for that, too. Because you guys have basically a shared money pool. So, why are you charging them for their stuff? But that's just my own opinion. Because you guys don't do the shared money pool thing, which is what I'm used to from adventuring groups. Because you guys don't trust each other that much yet. You're saying?
Alright. To be fair, the whole entire I owe you literally lasted one session where Kathangus just immediately paid him back in potions, just like, I'm done. I'm done owing you.
Alright. Yeah, to be fair, I never said out loud that the shared money pool was a thing. It's just most Dungeons & Dragons groups that play in my campaigns tend to just naturally go with that for their characters. It's not a required thing, but most play groups just kind of do that because they assume, yeah, we all generally trust each other because we're all an adventuring group together. So why wouldn't we have a shared money pool? It's a better way to build trust, but you guys don't do that. Which, it's fine, but it's just kind of a weird thing. And also that way, like, one person keeps track of the money.
That's usually the leader. We don't have a leader, and the whole entire thing that's been happening is a lot of people don't really trust each other. For example, Kathangus is trying to trust more people in the party.
Currently, the closest thing we have to a leader is freaking Silvestro.
I accept that.
Yeah, he's the closest thing you guys have to a leader right now.
He's chaotic, but he has experience.
And he's actually a kind person, all things considered. He's a jerk, but he's a kind jerk. Thurger says, I didn't realize you used that. Okay, makes sense. I didn't consider it your money pool. Ravager says, to be frank, it makes things more interesting that way, and my character does not trust people. You saw that with the last session. Yeah, I know. I am aware of that. I'm acutely aware. Thurger says, granted, given the oncoming storm is basically 70% of my total D&D time, so I didn't have much of a reference point. Fair. Blue Draconic says, you have a point. Ravager says, and he is basically a god, an all-powerful force, so does he count?
He's not a god, though.
He's not a god, he's also not an all-powerful force, and yes, he does count. Because he's an integral member of the party as much as any of the player characters are at this point. Given how much interaction and character development Silvestro has gotten. Partly due to Fox, but just partly in general.
I'm sorry about that.
It's fine. Blue Draconic says, I like to think Hoonery as a kind person. Also, he can count. Ravager said, not literally. Yes. Well, yeah, not literally. Not my point. He is a strong patron. He's a strong patron. That doesn't mean that he can't also be a leader. To be fair, in my opinion, he's a better leader than Jaden or Zokurai are individually. There's my hot take for the day. If we had to pick a leader, though, from the actual, like, normal-ish people in the group, it would probably be either Hoonery, Jaden, or Zokurai, but between those three, Jaden and Zokurai are the only ones trying to be leaders, and they have, like, a Goku and Vegeta sort of situation going on, where they're basically rivals both trying to be the leader. Except Goku just... In this case, Jaden would be Goku and frickin' Zokurai would be Vegeta. In terms of...
Yes! Actually carries on! I joked about the Zokurai's Vegeta.
Well, I mean that in terms of the fact that Jaden is just kind of obliviously unaware that Zokurai wants to be the leader, and it's just naturally doing things the way Goku would, whereas Zokurai is actively trying to undermine him and be the leader. But Jaden is just entirely unaware of this fact.
I think I actually actively showed last session. Dango still kind of has trust issues to Zokurai.
Which is funny, considering the fact that in canon, you guys have spent more than a decade together, and somehow you still have trust issues.
I mean, he showed up because Raiju literally saying things and Katana's like not in front of him.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, because I've never directly said this. It feels like in some cases, some of you guys are forgetting your own backstory and how long your characters have spent together.
I'm forgetting it's been 10 years. I keep on forgetting that time skip thing.
Yeah, you, Hoonery, and Zokurai have lived in the same house for like 10 years. 5 of which was in Guardian. Yes, Ravager. Zokurai has spent like 10 years living with Cathanglis and Hoonery before the events of Session 1. You would think he would develop more trust by now.
To be fair, I literally put in Cathanglis half the things. He doesn't understand how to describe things.
Yes, you did, Zokurai. That's written into your character backstory.
It is.
You lived 5 years with them on the Dragon Continent. You came to the shore, you came to Guardiana on the same boat that they did, and then you lived for 5 years in Guardiana with them too. And now my TV turned off. I need to turn my TV back on, because I can't hear anything now. Yeah, you lived for 5 years in Dragon Continent, and then you lived for 5 more years at... Come on, fix that. And then you lived for 5 more years on in Guardiana. Oh, right. Okay, so you didn't live for 5 years together in Guardiana because you traveled around in the cart. I forgot about that. But on the Dragon Continent, you definitely did. Either way, you would think that you guys would have more trust for each other by this point, but... No, evidently Zokurai still doesn't trust you guys enough that he charges you for things that should be gifts. He basically charges you guys for gifts, which still bugs me. As a DM and as a player, it bugs me that he charges people for gifts. Granted, that's nothing against Zokurai as a character, and nothing against Ravager as a player. It's just, on a personal level, it bugs me that he charges people for gifts. Or, the other way, it bugs me that he doesn't give gifts to his friends.
I mean, even Cathangos is given a gift.
Serta said, and now my TV turned off. It's my favorite part of the backstory. Sorry for being silly with that. That's funny. I've been playing. Attack level increases to 8. Attack level increases by 5. Max hit points increases by 1. Well, I didn't know 5 years they were roommates. They were indeed roommates for 5 years. Autocorrect fancy.
The joke. Midnight was about to say the joke. Oh, they were roommates.
Not that kind of roommate. Yes, that does. And that's why I'm like, why? That's why I'm like, why do you guys still distrust each other? I'm like, you spent 5 fucking years together.
To be fair, no, with Cathangos, I made it so that he does trust. It's just with the things he doesn't understand or wants to keep people safe from, he doesn't, he like tends to keep that from others.
Here's the thing though, you were friends with Cadmus for that much time. Cathangos is a relatively new development, but Cadmus was the thing back then. So, I could see you potentially distrusting Cathangos because of the fact that Cathangos was not a thing back then, it was Cadmus. But, either way, also, yes, Blue, the reason why you might not be remembering is because the Zokurai thing was a late inclusion, because of the fact that Ravager, as a character, was like last minute, if you remember. He was barely got his thing done before session 1, if you remember. So we just kind of had to throw him in there, and yeah, he was there. He was also roommates with you and Cathangos. We've since then fleshed out his backstory more, but that's still part of his backstory. So, yeah, no, you three were friends for, well, maybe not friends, but you three were roommates for 5 years. Yeah. Heck, that means that Dread was also spending that much time with all of you.
Why do you think I put for Raiju that he legit called Dread a brother?
Right. That's why, well... Oh, right. No, he made... Dread was made when he entered Guardiana, so Dread was not a thing on Dragon Continent. Dread was only a thing once he started traveling around in a cart. Right. So technically, Raiju never met Dread. Technically, Dread is a relatively new development for you guys. But no, yeah, Zokurai as a character. That's why I've always kind of scoffed. Well, not scoffed, but that's why I've always kind of looked a little strangely at you when you didn't trust didn't trust Zokurai. Didn't trust Cadmus or didn't trust Hunari. I'm like, are you forgetting your own backstory? But I haven't mentioned it until now because, you know, in almost every circumstance, there was some reasonable explanation as to why he didn't trust them, and I just kind of waved it off because it didn't matter that much. But the fact that it's a constantly reoccurring thing, I felt the need to mention it at this point. Robin just says, to be frank, I feel like you can lose trust after not seeing someone at 12 years. Yeah, you can. And as I said, with the whole Cathanglus thing, there would definitely be a thing there. But there used to be trust, I will say. There used to be trust.
I mean, it's also why Cathanglus wants to keep Hunari safe and wants to still be quote-unquote brothers with him.
Yeah, because Cathanglus and Hunari are very closely tied. More so than Cathanglus and Zokurai currently. Rabbit says, why do you think I like them both a bit? Much as I bully the fuck out of them both. I don't know, it didn't occur to me honestly, sometimes it feels like you don't like them.
The bullying Cathanglus really just takes in strides. It's just like, that's how he acts.
Did you tap your microphone?
Ah.
I was just asking because I heard a lot of distortion noise.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah, but that's why it's just like, he just takes everything he says with the bullying in strides. But there are just some times where he gets literally overwhelmed where he's just like, no, I do not want to handle this right now.
Yeah. I will say, by the way, most of what happens in the Magic Capital will be Theater of the Minds. I'm going to let everyone know that now. Most of what happens in the Magic Capital is going to be Theater of the Minds.
Fair enough.
Hello.
Ew.
Hello, Blue.
Now tell me, who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters?
No, you're gonna
I
call
was
Hunari.
confused. I'm like, wait, what? Ghostbusters? What
You're
happened?
gonna call Hunari.
Ah. Hunari, yes.
Precisely as, you know...
So did you
You
want
get
to
rid of
do that
ghosts or
thing on
something?
stream? Is that why you're here? He's just here to hang out.
A little bit of both.
A little bit column A, a little bit column B. Okay. Alright. Serta says 4 people I follow are streaming and Bug Boy is second. That's new. Huh. Interesting. Those other people might not have that many viewers. Rabbit just says, well, hold on, let me do my turn. Give the enemy a turn so I can look at this thing. Okay. Rabbiter says, well, you know what, I guess I have 2 more things to make as apologies. Fuck me. Still gonna be a dick and not trust. However, they're gonna be trusted more than the rest of the party. Yeah, that's what I figured. I didn't figure that you would like fully trust them, but I figured like you'd trust them more than the rest of the party. Certainly more than Silvestro or Jaden. The only reason why you should trust Silvestro at all right now is because Cathanglis does. And Dread
There's a
does.
reason to trust him, though.
You gotta keep in mind, this is Zokai we're talking about here, a character who does not trust easy. By the way, Hurnry, did you know there's an item called the Carpet of Smothering?
Yes, there is.
No.
Why'd I say
Carpet
it
of
so
Smothering?
happily?
I think I've heard about it once.
It's basically a rug that you can put on the floor, and then I don't remember the exact activation, but there's like an activation condition that when it goes off, someone who's currently stepping on the rug gets completely wrapped in it and asphyxiated if they can't hold their breath for long enough.
Fun!
And they're basically grappled in a thing that if they don't escape fast enough, they just die from lack of oxygen.
My name was,
Though for people like Dread and Cathanglis, it's only a minor inconvenience, because now they're just wrapped in a rug for a while, and they don't know what to do. Because they don't need to breathe. So it's just, you're stuck in a rug.
And think what happens when Dracul gets stuck in a rug. No, I like how he's like, I will just slash it in two.
Get stuck in the rug and then just pick it up. You have attained one Cathanglis.
Stuff it in the bag. What bag? The bag.
Get in the bag.
Oh, that's happened. That was yesterday. We're just like, Cathanglis, get in the bag!
Yep,
And
that was the thing.
And I'm kind of glad you do bring stuff up like, hey, yo, this would be an actual theme. Custom trap ideas would be fun. I think Sylvester would love it.
I think so too. I think Sylvester would steal your idea and start randomly pranking you guys with it.
On the bright side, Cathanglis. Oh wait, no, he can't cast Fine Traps now because he uses spell slots.
You can cast Flying Traps as a ritual if you have the ritual casting feature.
I think Hunter would say, oh, Sylvester's playing pranks on us and include our traps? Well, this makes us become better at dodging traps.
Yep.
I like how Midnight just shouted, that's his dex training.
Yeah.
Dodge for 50 minutes.
That just reminds me of that one thing from that one dodgeball movie. Your dexterity, POV dexterity training. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Throws a wrench at you. It just proceeds to throw wrenches at you until you're good at dodging them. Okay, now you can play dodgeball. That was a dumb movie, but
I've seen that movie only once, and I just still laugh because of it.
I've only seen that movie once. I just remember that one line from it. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And just, he immediately yeets a wrench at the main character. Like, it's not like a small wrench. It's like a big 10-pound wrench. It's the type of thing that if it hit the main character, it'd probably either seriously injure or kill him.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those kinds of movies. By the way, I will get to a stopping point when Max next gets turned. Technically, I could stop it at any point because of quick save, but I'd like to stop it in town. Oh, we get to see Blue attack. Yay!
Wait. Yay, I finally get to attack. Yay!
You actually killed the target.
I'm watching. Okay, do a slot with my tail.
Yeah, you just seem to smack things with your tail.
Listen. Thick tail.
Yeah. Tail swipe. Unlike Pokemon, it actually does damage. Anyone hurt? Since we're here, I do actually want to... Hey, Blue, would you like to gain a promotion?
A promotion? What?
Yes. You are actually high enough level in this game for me to be able to promote you from the type of dragon that you are now to a better dragon.
Gimme.
Alright. So, Blue wants a promotion. Yes. I hereby make a promotion. Now, Blue goes from dragon to great dragon. That's literally what's called. DR.
Bow down under dwellers!
Yeah. Congratulations, Blue. Now open some other way. No. Let's go check out what Great Dragon Blue looks like. Ta-da! There he is.
Let me take a look. Where is... I look older.
There's his voice line, there's his line, by the way. Let me move us out of the way so it can actually be read.
Yeah, hang on. I need to... Yeah. I feel my ancestors watching me as I prepare for battle. I will make them proud.
Yep.
As I am a great dragon and now older, get the saber-tooth fangs.
Yep. I believe now you attack by, like, calling the wind to slice through the enemy or something, if I remember correctly. I don't remember offhand. Blue became a GRDR. A girder? No, a great dragon. The reason why it's only 4 letters is because originally this game is in Japanese, and the entire name could be represented by 4 characters.
Fair enough.
Or,
That's probably enough space they had.
yeah. So in this game, to save space, every single class is only 4 characters, because they only need 4 characters describing Japanese. When they translate it to English, they then ran into the issue of, oh, well, 4 characters is a very small amount. So they had made basically all of them into abbreviations, except for, like, the basic healer, where they just spell heal. Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyways, I can imagine, Blue now going, I called down upon my ancestor Garuda to cut down my foes. Why am I speaking like Jaden does?
I don't know. Also, this is a world quick save, because I think you wanted to work on stuff. So.
Yes, I have a whole list of things to craft. And, yes. Just yes.
Alright. For those of you on YouTube, thank you all for watching, if indeed you still are. And I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye!